This is another one of the funny songs the Lord gave me, and it was inspired by this sermon by Reverend John T. Cahill on October 23rd, 1995. And he supposed a supposition: what if Apostle Paul came down to your church? Just what would he see? What would he experience about the church in America today? And I went home and I wrote this song almost in one sitting, and it's a funny song, but it also makes you think. One day up there in heaven, Jesus was sitting around. He said, I'm going to send a disciple to see what's going down, see how my church is doing, how things are going and all. So he looked around 24 seats by the throne and said, I think good old Apostle Paul. Well, Paul was genuinely delighted to be chosen for that task. He said, my dear Lord, just what would you have me ask? Because I know down there in the church is really alive and well. Because they teach from my teachings all the time about sin and death and hell. So Jesus went to heaven's library and he gave that globe a twirl. Then Paul took aim with a little dart and he threw it in that little spinning whirl. It landed on a little small town in Rock Hill, SC. Jesus said, that's where you're going, to see if they worship me. So Paul packed up his best robe and he headed for the door. His destination was a little church with welcome on the door. It was the First Episcopal United Independent Sanctimonious Holy Site of the non-denominational Zionist Catholic membership of the Sacred Right, of the Free Will Baptist Pentecostal Charismatic membership of the True Right Life, of the denomination of the church-going associate brothers and sisters in Christ. I have to write that on the side of the bus. What would you do if the Apostle Paul came down, took a seat in the congregation? Would he feel welcome and would he worship there? Would he feel your commendation? What would you do? Paul immediately noticed hysteria when he walked in the sanctuary. This little girl sitting in the back said, Mama, he's short, he's hairy. He's a hippie, he's got long hair and he's wearing a beard. He's wearing a towel on his head and his house coat looks weird. When Paul took his seat on the platform by the Right Reverend Dr. Drydust, the choir sang Love Lifted Me. There commenced a little fuss. Brother Bob and Deacon Don were wrestling in the pews about who got to introduce a guest speaker. The most qualified was who? You? Came time to take up the offering, and Paul's face changed from a smile to a frown. Those sad saints in the sanctuary said no thanks when the plate came around. They held on to the money tighter than an old pair of rusty vice grips. And heaven forbid if a smile should ever come across their lips. Then the spirit of prophecy came on Paul. He asked the minister if he could prophesy. That pitiful pious pastor said long ago that gift had died. But Paul thought I'd better lay hands on this bunch and he knows what they need. And the devout Dr. Drydust said, the hospital is down the street. Then the pastor took the podium and he said, let's bow our heads to pray. Before he finished his prayer and had a chance to say amen, half the congregation was snoring in a deep, dark sleep. Paul said to himself, a good time talking is what they need. So he started praising the Lord. Ocho sort of like that in the spirit singing on tongue. Then when Leviticus Rosita jumped up and said, that sure doesn't sound dumb. So Paul sat back in his seat and he rubbed his beard and chin. Thought there's nothing like the first church. Look at the condition that it's in. So Dr. Drydust stood up and he turned to the book of Acts. That's when Sister Sue turned her pocketbook to get some snacks, while the right righteous reverend and religious reverend fell on the word. All through the church that could be heard. Paul said, that's all I can take. I just can't stand no more. So he grabbed his Bible and he grabbed his coat and he pearly gates that as apostle collected his thoughts, he said, as far as those reservations for big mansions go, that one won't need as many as we thought. What would you do if the apostle Paul came down to the seated congregation? Would he feel welcome and could you worship there?